Hello and welcome to Sword Butchery. My name is Michael and today we are going to be looking at cutting up some shoulders of lamb. So I'm going to be using my small boning knife today, I'm going to be using a saw and I'm going to be using a large steak knife as well. Now I've got my chainmail glove on and my chainmail apron today. At minimum, get yourself one of these slash proof gloves. I'll put the link in the description. It might just save you from cutting your hand or hurting yourself. So let's have a look at these shoulders of lamb. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to take the neck off the lamb. Now you can take the shoulders off with the neck, but it just makes it a lot more stable with it removed. So I'm going to use my sword to take this off. So just where you kind of think the neck looks as though it kind of ends really, that'll be the place to cut. There's no, exact science with that. So about there, and I'm going to use the saw to just cut through. That's now cut through there, and I'll just use my knife to finish off that cut. So this neck of lamb, there's lots of flavour in there. An Irish stew, something like that. We could use the saw or a cleaver again, just to cut it into those nice little rings. You maybe get 3 or 4 off that piece. Lots of flavour, long slow cook, in the slow cooker, all day job, really tasty. So now that we've got the neck removed, we've now got more of a stable platform to work on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, with the shoulders like that, I'm going to follow these bones down. So I'm going to cut along the top and then follow these rib bones, trying to get as close to those rib bones as I can. So let's do that. So following along this top bit. Now the top might be quite soft because that's almost like bits of cartilage there. So just be aware of that. You might have to just come back and maybe trim a bit of cartilage off, but as soon as we hit these more sturdy rib bones, and I'm going to spin it around and I'm going to go as tight onto those rib bones as I can. So I am really pressing my knife against them rib bones. I want them as clean as possible. Working the knife, working the meat away from the bone with my hand, following them, and then once I hit the bottom, so this section here, then I'm just going to follow it down with my knife and take it off. Keeping on following and prising it away. Until it's removed. And those neck bones are a little bit tricky to work around, but there we go. So, as you can see, nice and close to those bones. We don't want to lose a lot of meat. I can then go in between those rib bones to get those last bits of meat there. All that meat's really good for burgers and stuff like that, ground up into mince. So we've got our shoulder. So we can now just do a little bit of trimming. So there's a lot of fat in this section here that we need to remove. So we can do that. So following that fat. There we go, all that fat can then be removed from that end. We can then, I can see there's a little bit of gland just in that section there. So where his little paw was, just in that section moving down. So let's make sure that that piece of fat, we take that out with that bit of gland in there. We don't want to leave that in. And then we can remove this section here, which is called the paddywhack. So remove that. So that won't really break down, it'll always be chewy, so we're best to just remove that. There's no kind of flavour in there. And then any other bits of excess fat that we maybe think needs removing. If it's just for yourself, you know, leave that nice bit of fat on there, nothing wrong with that. You know, that's where the flavour is. But anything that we think's maybe a bit excessive, we can just trim up, and then we can just take that little paw off as well using the saw. Go. And there we go. We've got our shoulder of lamb. That's now ready for the oven. If we did want to cut it down further, we can just cut it straight across the middle here. So look to about where the middle is. We can then go straight down the middle. There we are. So we've got our 2 shoulders of lamb. So that was the joint there. So about halfway, and then we can cut those into those 2 lovely little shoulder joints. So there we go with our 2 pieces of shoulder joint there and our neck of lamb as well. So once again, long slow cook, full of flavour, Irish stew with your little bit of neck there, or you can just use it of course for mince, burgers, stuff like that, and the same with your shoulder. You can now go on to dice that, or you could you know, take the blade bone out and roll those pieces as well. So I will do another video on how to roll a shoulder of lamb, so I'll put the link in the description for that, and I hope this video helped. Give us a like and a subscribe if it did, and I'll see you at the next one. Thanks very much.